For more on Sarepta's path ahead, Mizuho healthcare strategist Holz joins us here on set. Jared, great to have you with us. The management had a call this morning, and you were on that call. You talked to investors about the call. They highlighted that the belief that they think that the ambulatory patient segment being treated with this drug could support profitability. But then there didn't seem to be real comfort in this event not happening in that group as well. Right? I mean, the liver enzyme elevation happens in both. It doesn't seem to discriminate between non-ambulatory and ambulatory patients, which means that this acute liver failure could happen also in the other patient segment.
Yeah, that's right. No one really knows. I mean, we've seen the first two cases have happened in this non-ambulatory setting. There probably are not enough patients that have been treated where we really have a sense of whether there's a greater than 0% chance of this kind of, bleeding into the other side of the population. So it's really a waiting game. I think what we're seeing around the street is, what is the company worth if you remove the gene therapy completely from the model as though it were pulled, or if the company decided to withdraw shipments completely. And I think investors and analysts are getting, somewhere around $30 to $40 a share, depending.
$30 or $40 a share. So it's a buy here?
It might be a buy. I mean, these biotech blowups are typically buys when, everyone sells on the day of the event. There's a lot of emotional transactions that you're seeing today. If the non-exon skipping franchise, which is the non-gene therapy franchise, is $1 billion in revenue, and there's a pipeline, I think you can justify a higher price. It may not be much higher, but it might be higher than 20.
This treatment was approved by Peter Marks at the FDA, and Peter Marks was basically ousted and then issued that letter that was so critical of the FDA. Is there fear that there's going to be additional blowback onto the company in some way that will make it more difficult for the company to climb out of this?
It's certainly possible. I think some of the comments out of the new regime, the Makary and Prasad regime, and Prasad is the one who's replaced Peter Marks, that to me is a big variable. I mean, there could be a statement that that the FDA wants to make early on here, which would be to say, pull the drug at least for the non-ambulatory patients and, go from there. But I wouldn't be surprised at all based on what they've said about safety and efficacy of these drugs. And this has been approved on an accelerated fashion. So they could, make Sarepta run an additional trial, see what those results look like, and then at a later stage approve it again.
I think all of us have been waiting for the bounce to change gears, and Novo Nordisk seemingly happened a couple weeks ago. Is it out of the woods, or are we getting ahead of ourselves here?
I don't think so. I mean, just too many variables at play here competitively with what Lilly's doing, all of the compounders, HIMs, et cetera. It was oversold. I think we all spoke about that. I'm not sure they're out of the woods. There's a lot competitively going on, and we got to see how this market shakes out.